am logged in as a level 6 user like you all. So everything that you're seeing here is what you can see with your own CMS login. I'm in my own test folder. I've named it Side Navigation because that is the workshop we're working in today. I'm going to first kind of show you how to create dependency tags with the Dependency Manager, and then later I'll show you how to edit that side navigation. This will also kind of dip into our new processes post-upgrade for uploading and preparing documents and images. It kind of all ties together, so I wanted to also include that in this workshop as a refresher for some of you, but to also kind of update our images workshop content, because this is actually the most up-to-date. So what I'm going to do is go into one of our pages, and I'm going to, or actually I'm going to start out with updating images and documents so you can see how that works. So within my test folder, I have my images folder and documents folder living here. And this will be quick. I know this is kind of an extra part of the workshop I hadn't promised today, but I thought it'd be really helpful. So I'm going to go into my images folder, and I'm going to stay within my staging server, and that's the default. So it'll be easy for you to come in here to any images folder you're working within and just kind of stay in this default server for staging. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click update, or excuse me, upload, and I'm going to add the file that I need. This is my folder I'm working within, and this is my image, the manatee. I hope you all love manatees. I'm going to click open, and then I'm going to do start upload. And as you can see, this is my image right here, and it says unpublished. And that's because with this new process, once I upload it to our staging server, I then need to publish it to test in production to make sure that when I'm editing the file and before it's, excuse me, published live to the website, that it will work properly in our kind of editing arena. So I'm going to click on it right here, and it doesn't matter which order you do it in, but I'm going to click publish. I'm going to just start with test. That's just how I like to do it. I'll click publish. And then it should tell me in the corner once it's published to test. It's taking a little bit of time this morning, of course. Alrighty. It's already clicked on, so I'm going to do the same thing for publish and then to production. So it's a little bit different than the previous way of uploading images. So again, you can think of images and documents as basically when you're creating new test pages or new folders, you create them in staging, but then when you want them to basically be usable or published on live sites, you then have to publish the pages. And that's what you're doing with images as well. So I'm going to do the same process with documents just so you can see it. I'll click on my documents folder. I'll upload. I'll click add. And then I'll go to the PDF I'm working within. I'll click open. I'll upload it. And as you can see, we're in our staging server and it's unpublished. So again, this is so that when you're editing files, your binary management or your documents or images files will also be appearing correctly while you're editing. So we have to make sure it's within staging. This also allows you all, if it's uploaded in staging first, that also means that when, let's say you want to delete this PDF, all you have to do is delete it in one place. You'll delete it within staging. And then even after I've published it to production and test, it'll actually delete it from production and test itself. So this is really helpful moving forward. This also allows us to make sure that we don't have broken links throughout the sites, because once it's uploaded to staging and then published, like I'll show you for this workshop, it will create its own dependency tag. And that means whether someone from a different department also has to utilize your PDF, if it's moved, if it's copied, no links will be broken. So this will actually be a really good process for across the board in terms of functionality and things working correctly. So although it might be a little annoying at first to get used to this process, it will be easier in the long run. I promise you that. So now we have our documents and images prepared and ready to go. So I'm working within our side navigation website section because I thought that would make the most sense. Then I'm going to go to our dependency manager page. And now I'm going to show you all how to basically use the dependency manager and dependency tags with different files within the CMS. So I'm going to do it for an internal web page, the document I just uploaded, and the image I just uploaded. So with anything, with any file, I could either click it to check it out, or if I just click the edit button, it will automatically check the page out for me. So I'm going to show you the different ways of how to add dependency tags to your page. And this is basically either going to be through hyperlinking or through using this insert link tool through the WYSIWYG editor. That's going to be if you want to either link within your page to a different internal web page on the CMS, or if you want to link to a document you've uploaded. And then here within a text page, you'll be using snippets to include images, and that's another way to include a dependency tag. So I'm going to start with our hyperlinking function. So this will be for a web page that I want to link to. So let's say this is my dependency manager page, but I need to link it to a page that has to do with dependency tags. So I'll highlight it here. I'll click this insert link button. And then right here, it will typically be this icon or something similar where it says URL. That is going to be used with your dependency tag, and that's how you're going to generate what we call a that's how we generate dependency tag, and you'll see how they look similar as I tag these. So if you click this right here, you will then see I'm within my own test folder within my own website section, the side navigation I'm working within. And let's say I want to tag to this green and gold page. I'll just click on it. I'll click insert. And then it generates this string of letters and numbers with these brackets. This is, so when in doubt, if you're linking and your tag looks like this, that is correct. So again, it spits out this unique code for this page, meaning that if it needs to be moved across the site, copied, it's not going to break. I already highlighted the text I wanted to hyperlink to, but let's say I wanted to change it within here. I can say, so I linked to the green and gold page, I can go green and gold. I don't really have to touch anything else. And because it's an internal page, you want it to open it in the same window. I'll click save. And as you can see, it changed green and gold and it hyperlinked that site right there. So the second way how to use a dependency tag, let's say for documents, I'll do the same process. I'll highlight my content that I want to be hyperlinked. I'll click the link icon. I'll then click on the dependency manager here once again. And so I want to link to that document that I uploaded. So I'll go back to my website, to my documents folder, if it will load. Of course, it's being slow as I'm showing you all this. Okay, so I'm going to go to my documents folder, and then this was my dependency tag workshop PDF that I'm going to be linking to. I'll click on it, click insert, and I can keep this the same, and there again is my dependency tag. I'll click save. Actually, for documents, you want to open in a new window, so I would just open new link in and then change this to new window. I'll click save, and then I'm just going to save it so you all can see. But this is how it hyperlinks it within the page, and this is how we're using those dependency tags. So the third way to do it is for images. So we do not want images on a text page to just be floating around in outer space. We need them to be within these snippets. If you need reference to snippets, we have a workshop dedicated to snippets as well. So if you're confused by what I'm talking about, you can also reference that workshop. But for now, we're going to come to this medium image left snippet. I'm going to click on the area where I insert the image. And as you can see, it already highlighted the insert image on my toolbar. I'll click on this icon. I'm then going to delete this out so that I can navigate to the image I need to. Click on this. So as you can tell, the other one said URL. This just says source, but as you can tell, it's the same exact icon. Just when in doubt, when you need to insert that image or link, you're going to click on this icon and then navigate to the image you want to go to. So as you can see, this isn't where my images are living. I need to navigate to the folder I need to get to choose the image I want. So I'm going to go back to usf.edu. My website is called Test Grace. I'm going to click on it. here are my images right here. And then I'm using the dependency tag workshop right here, that manatee. I'll click insert. Rule of thumb for any image, you're going to want to add alternative description, and that basically means it's describing the image. So if a screen reader is using the site, or let's say your image fails to load, users still need to know what this image is. So I'm going to write manatee swimming in the water. That is what the image is describing. This is your dependency tag. There it is. Perfect. You'll click save. There it is right there. I'll click save. And that's how it appears on your page. Just working within any text page, I would say before you publish live to production, we do like to recommend you first publish to test. So I'm going to do that right now. That basically generates a test site link for you, and it should work once it spits it out for me. And it knows I'm in a training, and it knows it, it wants to be slow this morning, doesn't it? Okay. Waiting patiently. There we go. We're going to click view a new window. And then now this is our test site page, and you can see how everything is linking. I'll click document. It links to that. This is my test document. It's very plain. And then it should link to this green and gold page. There it is right there. This is just a test page I created. So these are the different ways in which you can tag using a dependency manager. Also, just something to note, if it's a test site page, it will start with testsite.usf.edu. And that's because I only published a test. It is not live to production yet. Once it is, basically the URL will remove this part, and that's what the remainder of the link will be, and that's what it'll look like once it's live. Okay, so before we move on to side navigation, is there any questions about the dependency manager, how to link? And again, we can ask, you guys can ask questions at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and work with our side navigation here. I wanted to show you one on a published page. So as you can see, side navigation will live within every website section of a page. So let's say we go to About, we see our one side navigation item here. We go to our marketing page, we'll click Overview, and then we see a few different items here. And then I know for web, there's two, so I'll click Overview. Oh, sorry, this one's actually a special page. Ignore that one. This one does not have side navigation. But for the rest, you're going to want to look at, for regular text pages, they do have these side navigation items. Okay, so side navigation files are automatically generated once a website section is created. So I'm going to kind of poke around within my already created website sections to show you. I'll click website section, and as you can see, the underscore side nav.html, that is your side navigation file for any website section. So I'll click into our basics training. Here it is again. And then I'll actually just create a website section so you can see where it's generated. So I'll do new website section. I'll call it side navigation, and I'll do new. I'm going to name it side navigation new. It'll be overview. And so when you're creating either a website section or a page, it is always going to ask you if you want to add page to the side navigation. So typically it's going to be yes as the default, unless you do not want that page to be shown on that side navigation. You can click no. I'm going to keep it as default yes, click create. And then once it creates it for me, and again, with any website section you create, it's going to automatically generate an index page, which is your homepage of the website section. It will generate your side navigation, which is here, a props file, and your sub-navigation if you would like to use one. Sub-navigation, just so you all know. So as you can see here, when I click About, and you don't see any little green arrow here like it is here, that means this does not have a side navigation, and it only links, it only creates one link up here in the main navigation. But if I wanted to, for example, have other links within the main navigation so users can see what's within this website section, then that's when I'll update the sub navigation and I'll create these links here. Just a different way of doing it. Just wanted to keep in mind what that sub-navigation file is. Okay, so just wanted to show you when it's out the side navigation for you. And for right now, because there's only our index page, when I go to my side navigation, my overview page, which is my index, that is the only one that is automatically generated. But I wanted to go back to the website section I was creating for you all called side navigation. I've created a few different test pages. So I've created a dependency manager page, green and gold, horns up, our index, Rocky the Bull. So for a few of these, I've automatically, I kept that default as yes to add to the side navigation. So if I go into my side navigation file, there are a few of the sites, the files I created there, but not all of them. And that's because I didn't include that default yes to add a side navigation, only because I wanted to show you how to add and rearrange a side navigation here. So again, if you want to edit a side navigation, you do it within the side nav.html file. And this is really similar to basically any type of word processing file where you're creating bullet points. So if you want to do this in a regular word processing file, I would click return. And as you can see, it already creates a bullet for me right there. So let's say I wanted to add new page to side navigation. This it will be the title or what it's going to say on my side navigation. But I do need to link it to something. Otherwise, there's no point of a side navigation. The point of a side navigation is to help your users more easily navigate to the different parts of your website section. So within marketing, I'm in my overview, but on my side navigation, I want to navigate to, let's say, social media. Then it allows me to go to the different parts in this section without navigating off of this marketing website section. So if I go back to our content, I'm going to do the same thing similar to our hyperlinking. I'm going to highlight what I want to hyperlink. I'll click this link icon. Once again, you see this URL dependency manager, and I'll click on it. But what we're doing here is we're actually linking to our pages we've created. So I'm going to click green and gold. That's what I want to navigate to. I'll click insert. And then all I have to do, so as you can see, it generated my tag, which is perfect. I'll click save. And then it added it to my side navigation. I'm just going to click save. I'm going to just publish a test just so you all can see what it looks like. So from this file, you won't actually see what it'll look like on other pages, only because this is its own stagnant file that you're working within. So I'm just actually going to go to the index page and show you all, see, this is what my side navigation will look like. There's the 3 I had already generated and then this new one that I had added. So just wanted to show you how to do that. I'm going to go back into the side navigation, and I don't think my horns up page was included in there. So let's say that I think it's a really important page. I want it to be seen second. So all I have to do, again, working as if I'm in a word processing file, I would either click here to Rocky the Bull and then click return to create this new line for myself. You can also go to workshop overview at the end, click return, and then add it there. So I'm going to type in horns up, highlight it, click the link icon, click in here. I've already created that page. So again, and I will caveat with anything that you're using that you're linking to, the file, document, or image should already be created. So, and it makes sense. So let's say I wanted a page that's talking about our traditions, our horns up hand sign, and that's what I called it. There's no way to link to something that doesn't exist yet. So I've already created this horns up page. That's why it makes it easy to navigate to it and link to it. If it didn't exist, there'd be nothing to link to. So I just wanted to point that out. Anything that you're linking to already has to be created on the front end to be able to produce that dependency tag for us. I'll click save. So right here, I actually have an extra space that I don't want. I'll just simply go in here and click delete. I'll click save. And then I'll click publish, and I'll publish to test. Then I'll go back to the index just to show you that one more time. As you can see, I moved horns up to the second spot. Here are the rest that are already been created. One more thing that some of you might not know about the side navigation and what it actually was demonstrated here. If I clicked on this social media side navigation, you then see kind of a sub link right here. So this is what we call a sub side navigation item. And what that means is this is its own link within the social media side navigation. But as you can see, if I'm clicking on overview, I can't see that sub side navigation link. I can only see it if I'm clicked within the section itself, and then it shows me that intro to social media. But again, I don't see intro to social media when I'm on these other sections of the side navigation. But again, now that I'm in my brand management side navigation link, it then creates this sub side navigation link here. But it only displays it when I'm within the side navigation file itself. So again, brand management is producing this brand assets sub navigation, but now I can't see it because I'm within communications and marketing. But then if I click within social media, it grays it out and then it shows me again what I have as a sub side navigation within social media. I know that sounds confusing, but I'm going to show you how easy it is to create that within your side navigation file. Again, think of this as a bulleted list with a word processing document. So let's say I wanted to create this sub file. I'm going to click return. Then I'm going to click tab and see it kind of indents this bullet point. So let's say I wanted to call this traditions. I'm going to just name it there, type in whatever I need. Same exact process. I'll click URL. And let's say I had created a page that said traditions, but we want to link to Rocky the Bull again. I'll click insert. Here's my tag. I'll click save. I will click save up here. I'll publish to test. It's taking a second to load. In the meantime, I'm going to go back. There it is. It's published. I want to make sure that everything is working correctly on my index page within the side navigation. And an easy way to do that, sometimes within the editing or within the staging server and while you're editing, when you're clicking through links, they might not appear correctly. That might give you an error. So what I like to do is publish to test to see exactly what it will look like once it's published to production, so that I know that everything's working correctly. Okay, so as you can see, here's our side navigation. But remember, I added a sub navigation under horns up. So once I click it, there you go. There you see that sub navigation, and then it links to that page that I linked to. So that's how you add sub side navigation items and how you add regular side navigation items within here.